Welcome to Mama Made Me Do It, where Southern folks tell funny stories about things their Southern mamas made them do. I'm Julia, and I'm here today with my friend Stephanie Michels. She's from Marietta, Georgia. Stephanie is a very talented actor and a producer. She's been in a couple of Broadway shows. She was in the original cast of The Life on Broadway, which I saw. It was excellent. And also in Contact, which was one of my favorite Broadway shows. And she played the girl on the swing, which is a tough dance role. You were amazing.
Thank you.
And, you know, she's been in a bunch of commercials and a slew of TV shows, but I would be willing to bet that what you consider your most important role is that of a mama.
You are absolutely right. I have 5.5-year-old twins, and that is by and large my most important role.
That's great. I bet you were so busy. Twins.
Oh, girl, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But you know, I go big or go home. I mean, that's just how I roll. So why not have two if you can?
I love it. So, Stephanie, tell me something that your Southern mama made you do.
Well, as you can imagine, my Southern mama made me do a lot of things.
Yes.
But I think an interesting story will be, kind of starts with when I was at NYU.
Okay.
And I was trying to graduate from college, and I was running out of money. So I would come home every summer, and my mama, as always, made me have a job.
Right.
So my summer job was working at the Mad Italian in Marietta, Georgia.
I love it.
That's not going to give me NYU money.
No, you cannot pay for NYU at the Mad Italian.
No, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen for me. So kind of out of nowhere, my mama said, well, why don't you enter the Miss Cobb County pageant? Well, the Miss Cobb County pageant is the largest scholarship pageant in Georgia. It was at that time, and it still is today.
Right. But so that was her solution for college money.
That was her solution, right?
Right.
There.
Enter a pageant.
Enter a pageant. But now I didn't grow up like Honey Boo Boo, so I did not grow up doing a bunch of little girl pageants.
Oh,
so
no.
This was I kind of did a few things at high school here and there. But
well, see, that's where we're different. My mama made me do little girl pageants.
Oh.
Yes, honey. You don't probably know this about me, but you are sitting with the former wee Miss Gaffney.
No. Oh, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh,
look at my tiny little crown.
you.
And I love that Mama taught me to sit, you know, and that's the twinkle sleeves. Did you ever wear twinkle
I did have twinkle sleeves.
Twinkle sleeves.
And we're still sitting that way right now.
Yes, I'm still sitting that way. Nothing's changed. I love it. I love it. Anyway, so I did little girl pageants, but I never did big girl pageants. So that's fascinating to me. So go ahead. So you'd never done pageants?
I hadn't. So a couple weeks go by, and then the pageant's, you know, a few weeks away. My mama comes over to ask me how's my pageant prep going. I was like, oh, my pageant preparation. Well, it wasn't going because I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
So she said, oh, we're not going to have that because, again, you know, my mama has always taught me if you're going to commit to do something, whether you win or lose, you have to do it to the best of your ability.
That's right.
And I kind of think in the back of that, behind those beautiful eyes of my mother, there was a little bit of don't you dare embarrass me.
No, you
don't you dare.
No, you do not embarrass the Southern mother unless you were searching for death.
So she grabbed me up and said, we're going to the mall and we're going to get you an interview outfit. And we went to Lily Rubin.
Lily Rubin! You got a Lily Rubin dress now.
I did.
Lily Rubin. Oh, look at you.
Oh, see?
Yes. How very Suzanne
Who says
Sugarbaker.
that polka dots don't work?
Polka dots. I love it. Lily Rubin was high fashion there.
Oh, it was. It was a big deal.
That was a big deal to be able to have a Lily Rubin
I couldn't believe that we were going.
I love it. So that was your interview dress.
That was my interview dress.
Got it.
So we started there. And then, again, about another week went by, and I was just kind of hemming and hawing and dragging my heels. And she's like, you're not ready for this. And I was like, no, I'm not. So she called a friend of hers who was doing pageants and in the pageant world.
Right.
And she came over, and we literally sat in my living room. I was on the floor with my little blue danskin dress and a glue gun, gluing secrets on.
Well, and you know, Southern women can wield a mean glue gun now.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
I mean, I had decorated that costume.
That's right.
But me and my glue gun, and she was asking me interview questions and current events. I was decorating my costume. My mama was in the back in the sewing room making my dress.
Of course she made
because
your
we're
dress.
doing this for scholarship money. We're not buying a big old gown.
Right. No,
That's
you can't make money if you're spending money. Got it.
So, and then Glenda, I remember asking me, she said, so what are you going to do for your talent? And I was a dancer, of course. And I said, well, I'm just going to do some sort of jazz dance or something. And she's like, no, dancers aren't really winning right now. And from the back, my mom, she can sing too. And that was the beginning of my song and dance routine.
I love it. Your mama's hedging her
talent
bets.
was
You got
born.
to sing and dance. That's right. That's
So
right.
my talent was born.
That's right. Your talent was born. So what did you sing and dance?
Well, at that time, all I could come up with was fame.
Fame. You want to live forever.
I did. I absolutely did. And I did not know what I was doing as a song and dance routine. So I literally just sang a little bit, and then I put the mic down on stage. Didn't even have a mic stand.
Graceful.
And then I went off and danced.
I love
danced.
it. Just dance. I love it. So how did it turn out?
I actually won.
So you won Miss Cobb County. Right. There you are. There you are, Miss Cobb County.
Yeah.
And so you had to do appearances, like parades.
I did lots of parades, and sometimes you're in a lovely limo, and sometimes you were being pulled by a John Deere tractor right down Main Street.
There you go.
And
there you go. I've been in many a parade. I have been pulled by a tractor myself in a parade.
We have that in common.
We have that in common.
We're finding lots of stuff, aren't we?
I love it. I love it. Okay, so now you're Miss Cobb County.
Now I'm Miss Cobb County. And again, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I had no idea that pageant queens, because that's what I kind of thought about at that time, we're very busy. You have lots of appearances to do, not just parades. And then you also have to prepare for Miss Georgia.
Right, which is a big deal.
I hadn't realized, because I was just a young girl just trying to find my own life. I didn't realize how important it was to use your time and your talents to volunteer.
That's right.
So the program not only gave me the scholarship money that I needed, but it also taught me, how to give back.
That's right.
And use what I have.
Good for you.
To make something else better.
Great, great.
So I went to Miss Georgia, and my mom was there for all of it, even though she had a full-time job. She was there for interview prep, wardrobe, and how many gowns did we have to try on, and how many things you have to go through. And then, like I said, we weren't really in the pageant world and of the pageant world, so we had to learn things like butt glue. Have you ever heard of butt glue?
Yes,
Do you know what that is?
I have, because as I said, I did not do big girl pageants, but my parents actually, for a couple years, produced the Miss Gaffney pageant, which was the feeder preliminary into Miss South Carolina. So growing up, I worked backstage, and I was fascinated that the girls for swimsuit competition would use something called firm grip. Is that what you use? So you spray it on your hands, and that's what football players use to catch the football. But you spray it on your hiney, and then you stick it, and your bathing suit never rides when you walking down the runway, because now that would be tacky beyond words, right?
Oh yeah, you don't need that.
No, you can't have a wedgie on the runway.
No wedgies.
So there's that for your swimsuit, yes. And then there's some other tricks I saw.
There are some other. I mean, I had no idea how valuable duct tape is, for example. I know it can pretty much fix anything, but it can certainly fix your parts and pieces if they need to be elevated.
That's right. That's right. If you cannot afford Victoria's Secret, please know. Just lean over, duct tape, and stand up. There you go. That's the first push. That's like the redneck push-up.
It is the redneck push-up. That's exactly what it is. And I literally had no skin. There was no skin left.
I love it. I love it.
But
so you entered?
So I entered Miss Georgia, and I did not win that year.
No.
I did not.
But
I was fourth runner-up.
Hey, that's pretty good.
And I won talent.
And fourth runner-up gets
a good
scholarship
bit of
money.
scholarship
That's
money.
great.
And when you win talent, you also get more scholarship
That's great.
money.
So you got money to go back to school.
I did. I got to
Good
go
for
back
you.
to NYU, and I got to graduate.
Great. So then your pageant days were over.
So I was done. And so I wanted to be on Broadway, right? So that's why I was in New York.
Right.
So we were doing the things that you do to try to get on Broadway. Auditions started, and you do bus and trucks and stuff, and I had gotten my first New York apartment, which was tiny, as I'm certain you know.
Yes. I lived in New York for a moment, and you live in like a shoebox, and they charge you $40 million bazillion for it. It's ridiculous.
So anyway, I did a bus and truck tour of Kiss Me Kate, which was wonderful. I got my equity card that way.
Great.
But you don't get a lot of money doing a bus and truck.
No. You made like $4.
Yeah, maybe. maybe. So I was running out of money yet again, and then my student loans came a-calling.
Right.
Now, how anybody could find me on my fourth floor walk-up in New York, I don't know, but they certainly did.
They find you. Creditors can always find you.
Right? So I pick up my phone again, I call Mama, and I said, Mama, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of at a crossroads. What am I going to do? And she said, well, a couple years ago, you did really well in Miss Georgia pageant. You made a lot of money. You were able to finish your degree. Why don't you come back home and try it again?
I love it. So she made you do the whole process all over again.
All over again.
So this time, what preliminary did you enter?
I went into Miss Southeast. Now, there are different kinds of preliminaries.
Right.
There's an open pageant, which you don't have to be from the county that it's in.
Got it.
And Miss Southeast was an open pageant.
Got it.
And I had met those lovely folk when I was Miss Cobb County. So I thought, well, I'll try that one. So I tried that one. And I won that one. Back to Miss
Georgia you go. I love it. I love it.
This time I had a little bit of a change in my talent.
Right? You decided to do something different?
I did. I did a little something different. I know that the talent won last time, but I thought, maybe I should just tweak it one little bit. So it was
up the ante.
Up the ante. So it was my talent was to All I Ask of You from Phantom of the Opera with a mic stand.
Of course.
I'd graduated to a mic stand at this point.
You figured out you need a mic stand.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then instead of just doing a lyrical dance, I decided to put on my point shoes.
Yes, girl,
I put
because
it up
when
on
you
point.
are ready to win Miss Georgia, you got to whip out the point shoes. So this is you singing Phantom of the Opera. I love it. Drama. Look at the drama. I love it.
Sell it.
Oh,
Sell
and
it.
beautiful.
Oh, my.
Look at your lines. Those
Well,
are
you know.
gorgeous.
So then I go back to Miss Georgia, right? And I won.
You won Miss Georgia.
I won Miss Georgia.
I love it. And
did.
that's a big deal because, I mean, it's easier to win an Oscar than it is to win Miss Georgia. Good Lord.
well, there
Look at
it
this
is.
picture. I love it. That's your official Miss Georgia.
Look at that hair, Julia.
I mean, how many cans of hairspray
Ooh,
did that hair take? I've
take.
had that hair. Oh, and that's your crowning.
I was crowned by none other than Kim of Queens.
Kim of Queens from the reality show. I love it. She's a hoot. So now you're Miss Georgia.
Well, now you're Miss Georgia.
Well, I got to tell you, I always wanted one of those big, round, pretty crowns when I was
Really?
doing my little girl pageants. You know, they only gave you the tiaras. And the first time I won a round crown, I won a little pageant called We Miss Personality Talent. Look there. There I am.
my.
And so that was my first round crown. It was
Look at
tiny, but what was crazy was the trophy I won was bigger than me. Okay, so I don't. Just to those folks producing the Miss Georgia pageant, please note that y'all might give a bigger crown, but you do not give as big of a trophy as they do at the We Miss Personality Talent pageant.
That is a fantastic trophy. Well, I actually brought you a little surprise.
Yes.
Because I know you had kind of always wanted to perhaps be
Yes.
and wear.
Yes.
And there you go.
Yes. I love it. Oh, y'all, this is exciting. This is fantastic.
But now you can't put that on first. You must put
Oh,
the
I
banner
see.
on first.
Okay, this is
darling.
the way you do it. All right, all right.
This is how it works.
This is how the professional ladies
Yes.
do it.
I would come behind you and put your banner
put the
on and
sash
then your
on,
crown.
and then we'd get the crown on.
Look at you. There she
right?
is.
There she is. And then we wave. How do you wave? Isn't there a special
There's
pageant
different.
wave?
Yes, you can do elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, wrist,
Elbow,
or you can
elbow,
also
wrist,
do
wrist.
kind of like the light bulb.
Oh, I like that. It's like you screwing on a light
It's kinda
bulb.
like a
Hey,
light
y'all. Hey, y'all.
And yeah, this is when you're being elegant, and then when you see your friends and family on a parade, you're just like, hey!
How
And it
y'all
just all goes right out the window. Every bit of it, right out the window.
Well, thank you so much for letting me touch the Miss Georgia crown. So, what happened then?
Well, as Miss Georgia, again, kind of still, I'm not new to it, but I thought Miss Cobb County was busy, okay? And Miss Southeast was busy. Miss
Right.
Georgia is incredibly busy. And not only are you doing appearances, but you're also getting ready for Miss America.
Right.
During my year, I traveled 49,000 miles.
Wow.
Within the state of Georgia.
Wow.
That's a lot of traveling.
That's a lot of
It's a
miles.
lot of traveling. And sometimes you show up and there's places to get ready and to fix yourself up and, you know, all the things that you need to do. And sometimes you show up on a parade route with your little crown in a box and your gown in a little bag and you walk into a porta potty to change. So it's kind of like Superman. You go in a little bit like Clark Kent and then you come out like Superman.
Like
you go
Miss
in a little bit-
Georgia.
You come,
I like
you go
it.
in a little plane, you come out as Miss Georgia.
I love it. I love
But
it.
my mother happened to be with me on this one. And as Mama would make me do things, she, with her wisdom, shared with me, don't let your gown touch the floor.
Yeah, I mean,
porta
you don't
potty.
want that gown.
Don't want that
what
gown
kind
on
of
the floor.
gown were you wearing?
I was wearing a Stephen Yerrick gown.
Oh, that's an expensive gown. Oh, Stephen Yerrick has to be. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There you are. That is a beautiful gown. Look at your
It's my
mother.
family. Look at
you.
that.
That's your
My
whole
daddy
family.
and my brother.
And your brother. Oh, so then what? So you go to Miss America.
Well, so then you go to Miss America, and then the whole experience it's a crazy ride, but it's wonderful. I mean, there's and only one of us can win, and
Right.
that year Leanza Cornett won.
Okay.
But I had an extraordinary experience. I
Wonderful.
mean, pageants have truly changed the trajectory of my life. I mean, I had no idea what to expect. I was able to graduate from college. I was able to fulfill many dreams because I was Miss Georgia, and I got to go
wonderful.
through that experience.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And, you know, I could see where all of that poise and all of that experience on stage really served you later in life as you were
did.
pursuing professional show business. Well, I thank you for coming here today. I want to share a little fan story
Oh,
with
all right.
y'all. So this was sent to me by Lenora Borchardt in Birmingham, Alabama. Hey, Lenora. Thanks for
Lenora.
writing me, hon. She says, growing up, we usually went on a family vacation every year to either Opryland or Six Flags in Atlanta. Been to both many times. But every year before we left for vacation, my mama made us all spend several days deep cleaning every inch of the house. I asked Mama why on earth she insisted on making us do this. Mama said that if a burglar came to the house while we were gone, she didn't want them thinking we were dirty people and telling all their friends about us. She was dead serious. Apparently, Mama had a reputation to keep up, even in the burglar underworld.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that great?
Is hilarious.
I love that story. Thank you so much for sending me this, Lenore, because I got to tell you, I completely relate to you, darling. My mama is a clean freak. She goes through the closets, and if there's an empty hanger, she has to get rid of all the empty hangers.
Oh,
and
my.
she can be sitting in the living room, and she can just feel that there's empty hangers, like in a closet, rooms away, and it's on her nerves. And same thing with trash cans. She constantly empties trash cans, you know. And if I come along and throw something in the trash can, she's like, "I just emptied that trash can." I'm like, "But it's the trash can. It's for the trash." But no, she has always taken great pride in her home. She is super organized and a total clean freak.
Well, there's nothing like that Southern woman pride.
There is not.
I mean, there's really not.
There is not. And, you know, she really, just Southern women do believe that it is a reflection on who they are and how they raise their family. So I understand, Lenore, what your mom was doing. She did not want the burglars to speak ill of her. Anyway, thank you so much for coming and spending time with me here today. Stephanie, I really do appreciate you dedicating your afternoon to the Southern Women Channel.
Oh, thank you so much. I have had a great time. Thank you for having me.
Good. Well, y'all can keep up with Stephanie on her website, stephaniemichels.com, and you ought to check it out because she recently produced and acted in a short film called Walk, and they have won 5 film festivals.
We did.
That's exciting news.
It's very exciting. Thank you.
So please check that out. I hope that y'all will send me your Mama Made Me Do It stories. You can contact me through our website, southernwomenchannel.com. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
See ya. Hey y'all, guess what? I've written a book. It's called Talk Southern to Me, and it's a collection of Southern sayings and Southern stories, and I hope it makes you grin like a possum eating sweet taters. You can find my book on my website, southernwomenchannel.com, at amazon.com, or at your local bookstore. Thank you so much for supporting the Southern Women Channel. Bye. Tell your mama and them I said hey.